Hey Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
And I'm George.
And we're the Fragrance Bros! Coming at you again with another review, again with guest host George from Fragrance Apprentice. How you doing, George?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this just, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm in my student house in Brighton. I know we have to get these reviews done, so this is completely makeshift. I don't have a tripod, this may look rubbish, and I'm sorry.
And how cold is it in that room, by the way?
Oh man, don't even go there, mate. Don't even go there, come on.
And today we are reviewing Invictus by Paco Rabanne. Alright, so let's get straight to it. Date introduced is 2013. It's classified as a woody aquatic. Notes are grapefruit, marine accords, bay leaf, jasmine, guaiac wood, patchouli, oak moss, and ambergris. Now, George, what do you get out of longevity out of this?
Oh, man, I just get full on to be completely honest. Like, just get really, like, 12 hours plus, mate.
Do you really?
I do. It's like, it's quite a bomb on me.
Holy cow. So on me, it's just in the average range.
Really?
Which I'm okay with normally.
Yeah,
in this case, I am not okay with it.
Yeah.
What about projection?
Projection, like, in the first hour can be, like, too much, like, excellent. But it's just cloying as hell. And then after about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, well, actually after about 2 hours, it does die down to a very, very reasonable sun cloud.
Yeah, on me, I would say it was in the average range.
Really?
Yeah.
It must really like me.
Yeah, fairly.
Yeah.
Season, I would say this works best in spring and summer and daytime. And purpose, I would say this is best in casual and work.
Again, like, I'm getting completely different results. I was thinking more fall and winter.
Really?
Yeah, like, to me, this is just such a heavy, sugary scent. That's always how it's been with me. I wouldn't be seeing dead wearing this in summer.
Interesting, okay.
Maybe spring, maybe. But for me, it's like autumn, like fall time.
So, George, what does this remind you of?
Like, this fragrance is so sweet, like, it could give you diabetes. Like, I'm taking, like, anybody who has this as their signature scent is immediately prescribed insulin shots, you know? What's it remind you of?
Okay, so first of all, let me just say to everyone watching this video, this is going to be a negative review.
Really?
If that offends you, go somewhere else. Because it is important to me to explain to people why something is bad or if it's good.
Sure.
In this case, this fragrance is bad. I'm going to explain why it's bad.
Okay.
So, first of all, yeah, you're right. This fragrance is super sweet. And I've only heard negative things about this fragrance. I came in with an open mind, and I hoped that when I wore it, that it would be different. And it's not.
Right.
It's everything that is wrong with 1 million is wrong with this, but just in a fresher package. It even has that really awful bubblegum note that Paco Rabanne 1 million has. There's a bubblegum note in here that should not belong. And then there's also like this awful salty citrus accord on top of it. It's terrible. Yeah. It's really terrible. When we read the notes, I looked to see what kind of genre it was, and it was a woody aquatic, and I was just like, ah, good grief. This is like the epitome of mediocre and mundane fragrances out there. This is just another fragrance that Paco Rabanne said, hey, what is the easiest thing we can do? Well, we can do, a fresh, salty citrus fragrance that has notes that everything has done and all the flankers in history. We can throw it all together and package it, and it'll be Invictus, the champion. And what's even funnier is this has a flanker, Invictus Aqua.
I love like Lex Ellis got freaked out about it, and like he kind of said, I'm paraphrasing, but it was kind of like making an orange flavor of orange juice. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just so redundant. I actually, and this is gonna rock the boat here, I actually really like 1 million.
Okay.
Right. I actually really like 1 million. Now, this could be a bit biased because I grew up in a generation, that was the fragrance. Like, that was it. That was my Lamal as I was growing up. But not just that. I've been in the fragrance game, for quite a while now. And I still like it, I've got to admit it. Like, I thought I'd get tired of it, or whatever. I like the bubblegum, I like the suede, I like the undertones of it. I am a real fan of it, and I make no apologies for that. So actually, I remember thinking to myself, I wonder what Paco Rabanne are going to do next. And I was actually looking forward to it. And when I saw Invictus, I was like, yeah, okay. And then I smelt it, and I just was like, oh man. It's just one of the most intoxicatingly sweet and sickly mundane fragrances. It reminds me of plastic. It reminds me of Play-Doh when I was a child. It just smells full of chemicals. It isn't put together. There is no structure to it. It's not been thought out. I think that they just kind of thought, well, if like 1 million was cool because it was sweet, right? So let's just put a load of like the cheapest sweet elements that we can into a fragrance, and we'll get money, right? But Invictus is just not good. It really smells like a unflavored chemical cleaner. There's something so acidically chemical about it that it's almost to the point of like offensive.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is a very bad fragrance. There are so many fragrances out there that smell like this, and some that smell similar to this, but just far better. Like I can think of Sauvage, I can think of Bleu de Chanel that are in this same ballpark, but there's something special about them, and there's a little bit something better about it. This, you're right, has the molecule. It smells like a mall scent, and in the worst possible way. And this has like 4 or 5 different perfumers behind it. And how so many talented perfumers can get together and make such an atrocious fragrance, I cannot fathom. I do not understand how that's possible. But they did. And it's not good at all. Whenever I wore it, I wanted to scrub it off. I wanted to wear something way better. I wanted to wear a Ventus. I wanted to wear Sauvage. I wanted to wear something that was just better, that just smelled good. It has like a chemically smell to it. Smells generic and boring, derivative, and is just awful. The one redeeming quality that I can say about this is at least they didn't name it 1 Million Sport, which they could have, because I think it's in the same ballpark as that.
I can't let you insult 1 million like that. I can't let that go.
So what about compliments? Did you get many compliments when you wore this?
Not really. I think that there's one person was like, oh, that's nice. Through gritted teeth. No, like for real, one person gave me a compliment. But apart from that, like, nobody really notices it, and it just becomes uncomfortable to wear. Yeah,
I totally agree. You know, my wife, I think this is one of those fragrances that hurt my wife's nose.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
And she thought it was okay. I got some other comments that were on the more positive side, but there was nothing that was spectacular. I think some people might like this. I just can't recommend this fragrance to anybody.
You shouldn't have to force yourself to wear this. There are far more fragrances that are going to give you a lot more compliments and are going to make you feel like... I wear fragrances for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes I'm in the mood for like a bit of attention, but mostly it is like to feel good, to set the tone of the day, to feel sexy, whatever. And there are so many other fragrances that can do that job so much more than Invictus. It's just not happening.
So bang for buck, this is about $50 to $60 for 100 ml. Yeah. And overall, I think that is a decent value for a fragrance generally. But in this case, I think there are just more fragrances out there that are worth your money more than this. So, it does its job performance-wise. It is a fair value per mil and everything. But I just think, just save your money and go spend it on something else.
This isn't actually as fiery a review as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like heated and whatever. But like, there's no like, if only it could have been. And I think that's the thing that riles us up. It's when it's a hit and a miss. But this is a swing straight into the glass with pants falling down. Yeah. Okay, so final rating, what do you give this? Just 1 star for turning up.
Yeah, I'm also going to give this a 1 star. I know that there are people out there who like it. I do not recommend it, though. It's one of those fragrances that I just don't think is good at all. I think it's a very bad fragrance.
Yeah.
And like I said, there are so many more fragrances out there in this same category that beat it, hands down. And you can spend your money far better getting one of those. This is just one of those fragrances that it just smells like a mess. It smells like a chemical mess. It smells like a generic mess, and it is not worth your time.
That's a universal thing. Like, we aren't really saying too much of what hasn't already been said in a way. We all know it's bad. it sucks. Paco Rabanne, stop it. Like, you can make good you can make good fragrances. I believe in you. I care. George cares. You have got good fragrances in you. Don't insult your audience. Make something that's worth buying. And of course, I go more into this with my video Flanker.
That's right, yeah. Definitely go watch that. I'll have a link down below to that. So that's all we have. Let us know if you tried Invictus down below. Let us know what you think. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Let us know. Of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. We'll love you for it. And I'll have a link down below to George's channel where you can go and check out his videos as well. Thank you so much, George. Really appreciate having you on.
It's absolutely fine. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. We're the Fragrance Bros.